Direct brain-to-brain communication. The theory opens the door to the possibility that extremely weak magnetic fields could transmit information between individuals. Biosensors. Some researchers suggest that proteins like cryptochrome in the retina or magnetite particles in the brain could act as natural receivers for these fields. Technological telepathy. It validates the premise of high-bandwidth brain-machine interfaces, like Neuralink, by confirming that the field measured by EEG/MEG is the actual language of the conscious mind. Solving the binding problem. It provides a physical solution to why our experience is unified. Instead of needing a master neuron to pull all data together, the EM field naturally integrates disparate information, color, shape, sound, into a single, holistic gestalt moment because fields are inherently unified in space. Further repercussions if EMF theory is true. The brain is not just a wired network of neurons but a wireless semi-conscious electromagnetic information field. This means external EMF fields wouldn't just be noise, they would be direct inputs or disruptions to the very substrate of your thoughts. Technologically generated EMF fields could affect the brain in several profound ways. Direct modification of conscious experience. If consciousness is a specific pattern of the EM field, then a precise external field could theoretically inject thoughts or emotions directly. Mind control. Gestalt induction. Instead of learning a skill through practice, a specific spatiotemporal pattern, like the field pattern of a master pianist, could be projected into the brain to induce that state or knowledge. Field interference. Just as noise cancels out sound, an external field could potentially silence specific conscious experiences, such as chronic pain or intrusive thoughts, by neutralizing their corresponding field patterns. Ephaptic tuning of neural firing. The theory relies on ephaptic coupling, where the brain's field influences when neurons fire. Lowering firing thresholds, weak external fields could act as a bias or volume knob for the brain. By slightly depolarizing neurons, they make it easier for the brain to process information, potentially enhancing focus or memory. Pathological disruption. Conversely, poorly tuned fields, like extreme ELF-EMF, could disrupt this delicate balance, leading to cognitive deficits or confusion by jamming the brain's internal communication. Artificial flow in cognitive states. Research suggests that specific frequencies can entrain the brain's field to reach optimal states. Flow state induction. Targeted EM stimulation, at 70 to 100 Hz, has been shown to improve cognitive scores in patients with impairment. Frequencies that promote alpha wave activity could be used to facilitate flow states, the sense of effortless, deep focus. Memory boosting. Certain patterned fields, like theta burst, have been shown in trials to selectively alter working memory, either impairing it or potentially enhancing it depending on the configuration. Direct brain-to-machine and brain interfacing. If the field is the primary carrier, holder, of information, we wouldn't need physical implants like Neuralink. Non-invasive BCI, high-resolution field receivers outside the skull could read thoughts by capturing the 3D shape of the EM field. Wireless telepathy. Technology could act as a relay, capturing the EM field pattern of one person and projecting a matching field into another, effectively allowing direct brain-to-brain communication. Current technological examples. We already use these principles in a crude form today. Transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS, uses powerful magnetic pulses to treat depression by forcing neurons to fire. Deep brain stimulation, DBS, though invasive, it uses electrical fields to reset the pathological oscillations found in Parkinson's disease. This theory suggests that consciousness and high-level cognitive function may not be tied to a specific physical, 3D, location, but rather mind is located in another dimension of reality, 4D/astral planes. They prove that hardware, body-computer level of awareness, is less important than spirit, all-aware infinite eye consciousness. Additionally, mind reading, thoughts and emotions, and mind control, planting thoughts and emotions, is possible through technological means. A closer theory on the relationship between body/brain and mind/consciousness, subjective experiencer. Brain as a receiver or filter, processing information, decoding informational fields subconsciously in its various forms, e.g. waveform, energetic, frequency, vibrational, electromagnetic, electrical and digital holographic, same information but in different forms. The brain as a receiver, transmission theory. A common interpretation among spiritual and philosophical thinkers is the analogy of the brain as a radio or television set. The signa.